Hey yo everybody, it is Voltage and we are back with another Dragon Ball DAIMA review. So this is for episode 3. We've been keying out the last 2 weeks and reviewing DAIMA every time it drops. So I just want to go ahead and get into 3. And I want to disclaim this by saying 3 is like probably the most simple of the episodes yet, all things considered. So let's not waste any time. So, interestingly enough, just kind of thing that caught my eye immediately is that, you know, they do the little intro where they talk about like, hey, the Dragon Balls do this, then here's Son Goku, he's super strong, here's his adventures, and now his adventures continue. That's a whole minute in length, pretty much. It's like 55 seconds. And I know that's nitpicky, but when the episode's already 24 minutes, wasting a whole minute on not even a recap, but like a series introduction, 3 episodes in is a little crazy to me. I just want to open up with that, right? It's not the biggest deal, but I just noticed it, and it adds up. It adds up. Because then we get the intro. So the intro goes off, and we don't get the episode starting until, what? It's about 2 minutes and 30 seconds in. We get the episode starting. Now remember, there is an outro and a tiny preview. That's all to say, this episode went by super fast. And it also speaks to the strength of the series because it is very good, very attention-grabbing, very fun. So, of course, it's going to feel like it goes by quickly. I think that's also a very good thing. So, this is not a hate train or anything like that, just something I noticed this time. Most of this can be divided into 2 parts. Getting to the Demon Realm and being introduced to the Demon Realm. That's the episode, right? So, first things first, there's the whole Warp Sama thing. There's a few gags, some of them very childish, very Toriyama, like it or not, relatively. However, in this case, I feel like people are going to point out that Goku is once again super childish, which is the big complaint in Super. Here's the difference, though. Goku's a first grader right now, even though he looks like Kid Goku, who was a teenager, pretty much, at the time. By the which, he's a first grader, so when he makes fart jokes like he did before, he did it in the Demon Realm, or when he makes the goldfish joke, it hits a little bit better because this is a first grade version of Goku, and he's kind of excused to be childish. The whole thing with the goldfish dude, and like going through him to teleport dimensions is very interesting, very Toriyama, a very unique touch. And there's also that random planet where they happen to like meet him there. I guess that's where one of them is stationed, and they got to go through to explore. Supreme Kai also has the ability to, this is interesting to me, this actually did catch my eye a little bit. Supreme Kai has the ability to change someone's ear shape temporarily. I don't know whether you would call that like shape-shifting someone else or if it was an illusion, although if you look at it, it looks like it definitely was magic temporarily transforming his ears. That was interesting to me that Supreme Kai can do that. It seems like a more like minor magic trick, but like I feel like maybe you could find some uses for that somewhere else. So pretty cool. He was also using telepathy to contact Kibito from far away. They didn't get to give Kibito the pin number, so it seems like the group that's supposed to be coming will either get slowed down or lost or have to find another way through. That's definitely been pointed out as a source of interest for later. So I like that, all things considered. There's like the 3 gates. So Demon World has 3 levels. I see once again Dragon Quest vibes, man. JRPG vibes especially. So we've got to go through 3 floors of the Demon World to reach the floor we need to get to, which is the first, where the king waits. Okay, sure, I'm down for that. Gives us reason to explore the rest and make this journey, and Glorio doesn't have access to just go straight to the first. Again, just seems like a way to make us start from the bottom and work or I guess technically from the top and work our way down. The first Demon World itself, or I should say the 3rd Demon World, but the first place we go to. It's interesting, there was like these panels of light that separate the worlds. I like the lore. I like the floating volcanoes, floating islands, the gas that makes it hard to move. All that stuff is very interesting to me. There is a little portion where Glorio is a tad suspicious, where Supreme Kai is definitely feeling him out. I'm trying to see if he's, you know, got like what work he does, and like, you know, just to see if his stories add up and continue to. And Glorio is just like, no, I do this and that, you know, like he picks up on it, but he didn't really try and dodge entirely. Like he clearly dodged, but he didn't try to make up some excuse and pretend like he didn't know what Supreme Kai was doing. He's kind of blew it off. So interesting. There's like the statue of Deborah, which I was told, very funny, that yes, it resembles the Mr. Satan statues that are usually like when they have a statue of Mr. Satan. He usually does the same pose. Maybe that's a more common thing. Maybe that was intentional. I don't know, but it was fun. Goku points out what everyone's thinking, that the Demon Realm would be more creepy, and that's something I do want to spend a couple minutes talking about. And I want to ask you guys too, if you're watching so far, of course, hit the subscribe button if you're still enjoying the reviews, especially if you're tuning in for episode 3. But second, in the comment section, I'm curious, what do you think of the Demon World not being a super scary place? The Demon Realm has been very loosely handled in Dragon Ball so far. The biggest examples are just Deborah himself, who was, cell level and did kind of go out like a Boo. Goofy / not goofy. Of course, the anime makes it even goofier with his whole heaven instance, but you get it. We also have my biggest example, I think that a lot of people who are Dragon Ball fans think of these days when we talk about the Demon Realm, is Towa and Mira. Towa and Mira are kind of like the biggest entry point most Dragon Ball fans have had, from Dragon Ball Align to the Xenoverse series to Heroes. Heroes will be the next one, although Towa and Mira are involved with like what demons are. And so it is interesting to see like what we felt were this evil species with great power was, I guess, generally what you think of with demons, and what we saw here with demons, even if they're not necessarily the cliche ones. While we also have a more goofy air now than we did before. So I know there's also like, if we're talking about goofy, like the best middle ground, there's Fu. Fu is the son of Towa and Mira, and he has been a villain in Heroes before and a villain in Xenoverse, and he's kind of goofier but kind of serious when it matters. He's a very fun character, all things considered. I would consider myself a fan of Fu's, and I feel like he fits that middle ground of trying to be like a fearsome villain while also having a bit of a lighter nature to you. I like that. But even still, he is still clearly a villain, and these are what we've come to expect out of demons in Dragon Ball. Someone will say they're non-canon. That's okay. I don't really care, all things considered. But what I do care about is, what do you guys think when Goku reacts and says that this place is less creepy than he expects? So it's not the average Demon Realm, and I definitely think that's kind of a meta statement. This is a much sillier take and a less scary take on what we would expect from Demon Realm. So what do you think about that? Do you think that we should have had something more creepy and in line with what we've seen from demons, even if non-canon? Or do you think that this lighter approach is more fitting for Dragon Ball? Of course, let's not forget there are still 2 more floors. There's the second and first, which may have more people like Deborah, like where Towa and Mira come from. Towa is Deborah's sister, after all, so they're likely first world demons, and we may see the more fearsome foes on that floor. So there's still a chance for it to do that. If the answer to me is both, that the first floor is the creepiest and the third floor is the silliest, I'd love that. I think it's a perfect balance that will satisfy all comers. But we have to see. Alright, we have to see. So that was what I want to touch on there with the Demon Realm. I'm very curious to see more. It is definitely meant to be more like silly in the intro and outro, clearly more explorative, more fantasy-like than creepy. But that could always change later into the series when things get serious. We'll see. We'll see. That ties into the second half of the episode, or you can call it half, yeah. We're pretty much where we arrive at settlement. They do get attacked by bandits, and I guess we have a chance to see Glorio being a gunsman was the whole point of that scene, so I mean, that's nice. And we get to a demon town. People are a lot more hostile here. There are a lot more demon-looking individuals, although they're sillier in nature. We get the intimidation scene. I really do like that, when Glorio intimidated the innkeeper. I felt like that was a very good scene. Showed a lot of Glorio himself, what he's capable of. I like that, and how he's used to how he knows how to interact with people around here. And then the restaurant scene was a chance to show things off too. It was a cool scene. You've seen this in the trailer before, but it was cool, creative little fight. Goku trying to eat his burgers and just boxing these people. Glorio, I love the fact that Glorio can throw some hands. Okay, that was a big point of contention for me. I'm not a big fan of gunsmen just by themselves, especially in Dragon Ball. But Glorio got the gun, but he also said he knows how to throw some hands. And he did do that here, so that was pretty good. And Goku fighting was very silly, a chance to train and get used to the gravity. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So it was a nice little fight scene. Nothing exceptional to write home about, high key, but it was good. It was a good little fight scene and a nice little introduction to the fact that most people in Demon Realm are still scrubs compared to even this Goku, and to Glorio, however strong he generally is. And then, funny enough, because they whoop everyone's ass inside the bar, that results in them getting up in the morning to continue their journey, and to get revenge, they stole Glorio's plane, or his ship, and it left them stranded here. So now, next episode, we've got to figure out how we're going to continue the journey, right? So, interesting little episode. It went by super fast. It's quick, but it does its job well, I would say, all things considered. I think that's the most important part. So my finalized thoughts on it was good. Thumbs up. I consider it just a fun time. Just a fun time. And I think the lore we got wasn't as extensive as the first 2 episodes, understandably so, but it's a start to the adventure. You really couldn't ask for much more, but I can definitely feel how the short runtime hurts. Like, I really do want more. But is that a good thing, to be left wanting more? This is only episode 3. We've still got at least 17 episodes left to go. I believe the final count is 20, as far as I am aware of what's been said by people who know better than myself. So we still got 17 episodes, but this is probably, I would say, the weakest of the 3, but that's understandably so. It's got to have a lower point, a slower point, so we can continue going back up to the heights. We also still need to meet the girl who's going to join the cast, the last new character who will be joining our main crew. I thought she was going to be in this episode, not yet. And then next episode is called, if I can find it here, it's called Chatty. I think that's a little robot thing that's been shown some of the art based on what the preview showed. So, Chatty. I'm interested to see what they have going in store, but good time. Good time. So I hope you guys enjoyed too. Leave a like if you did, comment us down below, and of course subscribe if you want to see more. Tell me your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking. I'd love to hear your own mini reviews or your own opinions, what you agree with, what you disagree with. I've seen a couple of comments, but some positive, some negative from the last one. So would love to hear more of you guys' opinions. I do value reading all your comments, and I always make sure to read them all and respond to them all as well. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying DAIMA as much as I am. Another good week. Let's hope that things ramp back up next week with episode 4. That said, have a great nights, evenings, days, mornings, whatever times you're watching this, and I'll catch y'all next time. Voltage out.